Good morning, everyone. Dr. Kenbird here. And there's a message that is relevant today. And it comes from a very wise man. And the simple message is this: there is nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. And in saying that there's nothing new, it simply means that everything is old. And whatever you see happening today, it's only a recycling of an old thing. Well, you could say, what about a brand new baby born into the world? But even a brand new baby comes from the soul of a person that lived and gone before and returning to a new life. Such is the belief of many people in the concept of reincarnation. But everything under the sun is an old thing with a recycling as civilization recycle and prepare for a new phase. We know by now that everything in civilization comes from the benchmark of whatever develops in politics, science, and religion. And anything you see even today comes from that source. We may be, at this time, teetering on the edge of a full-blown world war. But although this is so, it is still a recycling, part of the recycle of an old thing that we must come to grips with and brace for if it comes to a head that way as the Third World War. Important to understand that the cycle will portend what's next as a new phase, and yet we must understand that life goes on despite what develops in conflicts, what develop in disagreements, and we must be ready to brace ourselves in a way that is sensible, understanding for sure that there is nothing new under the sun. And whether we stand or fall, we are standing or falling according to what has been set in motion as a standard for humanity by the Creator. So we must be sensible and maintain our sense of reason and understanding of the Creator's purpose in our life, despite what seems grim and destructive, and knowing that we are the one to change at any time. Because when it all comes down to a conclusion of the old matter. A simple thought is that there's nothing new, and we will rise and fall with the free dominion designed in the sufficiency of the Creator to do so. And we are here to take courage and to stand strong and to be resilient despite the conditions that we're surrounded with. One thing we must do as a solution is to stay focused. We must stay focused with good health practices. And that's why you see I'm here right now. I'm getting my exercise. I'm staying fit. And I realize that to stay fit, one must do it in mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. True fitness in all those three areas. So, how do we stay fit? How do we stay fit physically? We have to make sure to the best of our abilities, we're eating right. To the best of our abilities, we're getting enough sleep. To the best of our abilities, we're putting our hands to the plow, so to speak, maintaining good work practices and to support ourselves. I know there are many jobless folks out there. We still travel along the roads and see people with signs, need help. See the signs out there saying, need help. Anything will help. And they're on the corners every day seeking to get something, $1, spare change, in order to survive. And I sometimes wonder if there's laziness, if there's slothfulness, neglect in their life management that cause them to be out there, or there are some mental problems that is fueling this distress that is getting more and more prevalent when it comes to managing one's life. And we can make our own judgments as to whether or not this person should get my $1, or should I just drive past him and stick my nose up at this person. It's our judgment. It's up to us to decide what to do in each case. I, myself, tend to look into the person's eyes to see their sincerity and to discern whether there's a real need. And sometimes it doesn't matter what reason they're there for. If they're crazy, lazy, or otherwise. Here's $1. Anyway. So, we have to maintain our health and standards even in times of distress, even when we don't know, we're not quite sure where the world is going. We have the sufficiency in us as long as we breathe from the Creator. We don't necessarily have to wonder, where's Jesus today? Where's the loving kindness of the writings in the book? Because we're here with the sufficiency in us and the free dominion to steer our own lives. If we are not seeing how to make good decisions, we must learn as a people to make good decisions. And war and conflicts are never a good decision. I know it comes to a time when situations fall so much out of hand, you got to go the distance with what comes next. But it was never intended by the Creator that we are constantly at war, constantly fighting, constantly in frictions among ourselves. We have lost the true paradigm and have ended up in a matrix of destruction when things cannot be resolved peacefully and without bloodshed. So we must indeed find a way to stay focused, find a way to stay healthy, find a way to maintain life as it should be. Another thing we should do is seek greater understanding of the purpose for which we live, the purpose of life. Many people ask this question, cannot give you a very good answer. They cannot answer truthfully or rightfully what is the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? The simple purpose of life is in all things that the Creator created, we recognize that all things with life are created for growth, are created to achieve the incredible potential that is inert, inborn in all of us. And we wonder sometimes how some people achieve so much while others achieve so little. And I think it's because of how much we are aware of our true purpose in life. Many of us find ourselves with teachings of some leaders that lead this person or that person astray. And whatever that teaching was set in for a lifetime. And we never get to understand that that really was not the Creator's will. The Creator's will is designed within the sufficiency within all life. And we develop belief systems that lead us to that way or that way. And eventually we'll find ourselves outside of balance, whereas we need to come back into balance based upon the sufficiency in us and the free dominion in us to choose what is right from wrong, to choose what is proper from what is improper, to choose what is altruistic as opposed to what is egotistic. And in many, many cases, we choose the egotistic. So we must maintain a true purpose of life. And we must understand that within the sufficiency in us, the true purpose is being taught to us. It's being taught to us, but we lean upon those ideologies that have been presented to us in order to corner our way of thinking, and so destitutely continuing for a lifetime, leading us astray. But there's nothing new under the sun. And this will continue as a recycling until we get a grip with the true purpose and how to apply it. The way to apply it is to seek understanding. And once we begin to seek, we'll become aware of the availability of the teacher in you and the teacher outside of you. I speak of it often in these terms. We believe things about this and that, but we must understand that the belief is good, but taken too far afield, we must understand that belief is only necessary in lieu of proof. And what you can prove requires no belief. The Creator and the sufficiency of creation is evident or evidence-based. Evidence-based upon the fact that I'm here running and speaking. So I have been created with the ability to do so. That requires no belief. What you can prove requires only embrace and acceptance and confirmation. And so this is what leads us out of false belief systems and the egotism that leads humanity astray. So once you have the right knowledge, it is also wonderful and good to practice the value system of your conviction as often as possible. And I would suggest every time you have an opportunity to do it. Every time you have an opportunity to practice your value system that benefits humanity, you should make sure that you step into this opportunity. In fact, I found myself remiss just a few days ago when I was attending a social gathering with some friends. And in retrospect, looking back, I said there were so many opportunities where I could have talked about how sufficient we are within the Creator, the Creator's inborn sufficiency in us, and I didn't. And I knew there were many conversations where there could have been a segue into the topic of how sufficient we are to be even able to come together as people from different ethnic backgrounds to celebrate a meal, a conversation, laughter, music, all of those things. Then you get to wonder, what would life be like if there were no opportunities like this? But life would not be life. It would be something else. Because people make the world go around. People is the purpose of our existence. We were born, we are here to take care of each other. And so we must always be ready to express, to articulate a good value system that is above the lower elements of what we experience in life so often. And so let me say that if these commentaries are helping you, please like, share, and subscribe, that I may bring you more from time to time. So this is Dr. Ken Bird here. May you have a great Sunday and a blessed week. Bye for now.